Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion of public interest. This time and place, discussion items are already on the agenda with a time limit of 3 minutes each. Discussion of possible action in reference to settlement agreement with Casey's.
So you have in your packet, this is between Chief Shannon and Mark Parmenter. This is for the tobacco violation. Everything has been taken care of for that, so we just need an actionable item to approve the settlement for that.
Have we always been doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've had one.
It's $300.
Yeah.
Have we ever had one?
We've had one in the last 5, but that's it.
I don't know.
Casey.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion, to have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion of possible action in reference to purchase of compactor. Travis?
So when we bought the mini excavator, we were going to try to use the compactor we had for our other tractor, or we rubber tired backhoe, and it's too heavy for the machine. I feel like we're going to end up doing more damage than good trying to use it. When we put the sports complex water, sewer, and storm sewer in, we had to rent a compactor, which if we would have had our own and been able to use it, we wouldn't have had to rent it. And with the water main project that's coming on and the other stuff we're going to be doing, I think it's time we get one for the machine that's fit the size for the machine.
We're doing the old one.
We're going to end up trading it in.
Any questions?
On this purchase?
They can on this purchase. On our next purchase, we're looking at that cage blade for the front of the end loader, and that's what I'm going to trade it in.
Okay. No, same questions?
This is what you want.
Yeah, that's what we need. So
Look fit on that other, both of them, or?
they only fit on the mini excavator. So
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing for budget amendment number 3, fiscal year 25.
Motion to go into public hearing?
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is for the $100,000 transfer from Fire Department Capital Improvement Fund for the remaining of the balance of the chassis payment. That's it.
Is there anything? Motion to go to public hearing?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 13, 2025, approving budget amendment number 3 for fiscal year 25.
Move to approve.
A motion to approve, do I have a second?
second.
Kevin?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Greg? Mike?
Aye.
Nate?
Aye.
Public hearing for fiscal year 26 budget. Any
Motion to go into public hearing?
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
So you have the sheet in front of you there for the budget. This goes over everything that was gone over with you all. Everything that was requested would fit within our capacity that we can allow for taxes. So there is a little bit of a small cushion in each one of them to the good. So nothing will be in the negative.
So we're at 1247.
12.47, which I think is,
So if you'd like the history of it, in 2022, we were at 12.51. Then we went down to 12.44, down to 12.42, and now we're up to 12.47. So we're right in the range that we've been in the last few years, and that's with increase of equipment and staff and insurance costs. So we're doing well with the budget and keeping that in line.
So what's the most we could charge?
That's at 810.
810 is the max, and so we have, is it 2 more years or 3 years, you have to get down to that
Correct.
810, because there was 810 plus the overage, and then that is beyond the debt levy and all that.
Any other questions? Motion to go to public hearing.
So moved?
Second? Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 14, 2025, approving fiscal year 26 budget.
Motion to approve resolution 14-2025.
Have a motion and a second.
Second.
Nate?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Rick? John?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Correspondence.
I do not have any for you tonight.
City engineer report.
Well, I thought he was going to be on, but he is not, so I do not have anything for him.
Okay.
If he joins us before we're done, we can go back.
I know Dave's on his computer because he just sent me an email 15 minutes ago. So we're working on the electrical side of the well building, and we're trying to get that narrowed in and dialed in so we can send that off. Other than that, we're going to start turning the waters on in the park this week. The electricity, I was told, is done at the sports complex building. So I'm going to walk through that, and if that is, and we can get those bathrooms after the soccer fields turned on tomorrow. I got a phone call from the other side of the sports complex engineers to go out and take pictures and check for the erosion control. So they got that done. It's to her specs, so if anybody asks you guys as far as runoff, they've got everything done they're supposed to. And then we started putting the turtle in at the Novak Park that got donated by Satin Bennett from the Turtle Club. So hopefully by tomorrow that'll be in and going. And then depending on weather, we're going to try to get the merry-go-round that we've had sitting in the shop for a while put in out there. Other than that, that's it.
Any questions for Travis?
Just, like, now they're working in the back closer to the railroad tracks. I mean, that's what they were moving dirt today. What's the goal there? I mean, how far can we take that? Clear to the tracks, or?
That's where the two ball diamonds are going in. So they're grading it for that. So they take off the topsoil, cut or add what they need based on the information from the
So that's
engineer.
where 2 more diamonds will go?
Correct. Yep.
Anything else? Parks and Rec.
Well, we started soccer a few weeks ago. We had our first games for our older age groups last week, and we will have games this week, tomorrow, for our younger age groups. We're out at the new sports complex now. Everything's going great. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
And kids.
We had 120, I don't have the exact number, but we were in the 120 range, so pretty good turnout. We had our spring cleanup on Saturday at the park for the ball diamonds. We probably had at least 100 people. We definitely had more than that, but it's just where we clean up the ball diamonds, the sticks, leaves, trash, stuff like that. So we had a really good outing for that, and I just want to thank everybody that came out and helped us. Keeps our facilities clean and just helps out the city a lot. So. Sponsorships at the sports complex. I have every field sponsored with help from Brandon out there. So I just want to thank all the businesses that are giving us money to have a sponsorship out there for our soccer fields. And then the last thing is an Easter event on Saturday at 11:30 at the city park.
Any questions for Graydon? Library.
So April 28th, we're going to start our programming for elementary age kids to come in for field trips throughout the last month of school to learn about summer reading program. And we're going to have 2 special programs for the 3rd grade class. We're going to have a presenter come out. She's an expert on Laura Ingalls Wilder, and she's going to present to them a kitchen or cooking program. This is funded by the Friends of the Library, and interestingly, one of the kids in 3rd grade donated $200 to the library when we were raising funds over the winter with some Christmas gifts they could bid on. So this little girl in 3rd grade is going to be able to benefit from her donation by attending this Laura Ingalls Wilder program. On May 20th, the 5th graders will come and see an art share presentation from the University of Iowa. We're going to have a classical music presentation. They were here last year for the 5th graders and they really enjoyed it, so we're going to have them come back, and that's a free program provided by the University of Iowa's Community Engagement Program. Another program that the University of Iowa's Community Engagement Program is sponsoring and providing to us for no charge is writing workshops from the Iowa Writers Workshop. So we're going to be doing our 3rd program in May. We've done 2 successfully already and had a good turnout of adults coming in and sharing their writing and getting writing tips from these experts at the Iowa Writers Workshop. Just a note, for spring break we had 3 programs during the week. We played bingo, we worked with Southeast Lynn to make slime, and we had dance movement therapy provided by Starlight Yoga. It was a special story time, and we had a really great turnout for the programs, particularly the slime program. We had about 50 people come in and make slime with us, and that again was with Southeast Lynn. We got a new play kitchen in the library, and kids are loving it. That was sponsored by the Friends of the Library. We had our first teen program last week. Nina Scott came over and taught the kids, teens, how to do chalk marker window painting, so that if anybody in Lisbon wants to have their windows decorated by a teen, the teens can get some kind of tips to learn how to do it well. And that may be something we do as part of our historical week this summer in celebration of the 150th anniversary. Otherwise, we're going to do our kickoff for summer reading May 28th with s'mores in the park again and a storyteller. That's it.
Any questions? Sounds like you're busy. Please, Vernon.
Well, anybody doesn't know me, I'm Jason Blanks. I'm going to be taking over as police chief for the Mount Vernon-Lisbon Police Department. Doug is retiring. His last day will be July 1st, so that'll be my effective date. My position is going to be temporary interim, is how it's worded by the lawyers, until December 31st, and then after that it'll be full-time. So, other than that, I think the packet's in your guys' packet. And, we did deploy the speed trailer out on East Main for Ventos there, so that's in town too. So.
Is the speed trailer, they capture them speeds that kind of?
Yep. So we collect all that data.
So you can collect the data from that, like
Yeah.
how many cars going by and how many are speeding or whatever, what they're.
Correct. This is still the new trailer to us, so we're still trying to get all those bugs figured out. But yes, we do have data.
Any questions for Jason?
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Ambulance,
I don't have anything for him tonight.
fire chief.
So far from the St. Patrick's Day dance, we're between 10,000 and 11,000 worth of donations. So thank you to everybody who's donated to that. I took the radio out to Carroll to Feld Fire so that I could show them how to hook that up, as well as get the tires from the old. It's from the new truck, and we put super singles on the new 409. So Travis is able to repurpose those tires, so it's a free set of tires for one of the 1 tons. So also, it's about 3 to 4 weeks out from being completed. It's a very nice truck. So thanks to everybody involved with that. Then future plans, as you know, the pumper rescue has been delivered to Alexis. They're building that. They're hoping for the end of the year, first of next year delivery on that. In the meantime, I'm looking to take 4 bottles that are out of rescue and add to the 4 bottles that are in our pumper rescue, which is the one we got from West Branch. So that way our onboard air capacity will remain the same. And then we can talk later about it, but I think the overall plan would be to put like 401 on gov deals and try to recoup some of the money with that. And it'll have an onboard cascade with 4 bottles, which would be more than a lot of departments have currently. We have the most air, as some of you may recall. Our truck went to Cedar Fire School every year to fill air bottles because we had so much onboard air capacity. So we've taken away half of it to put on our other truck, but it would still be a great system for someone. So that's kind of the tentative plan there. And it's been very busy. We're approaching 100 calls for the year already. So I think last Sunday, a week ago Sunday, we had 6 grass fires all in one day. So very busy, and thanks to all the volunteers for picking up the slack and doing their part. And I know it's busy and it's hard this time of year, so that's all I have there.
You got anything for Fire Chief?
Do we get enough usage out of it? As active as we are, I'm sitting up here, had no clue that we were that as active as we've been. Is there a way, because it's pretty easy for a resident to sit and say, well, what the hell do we need such and such for? If they're not really involved, I guess I'm just wondering if there's a better way to just get out the bare necessities, but to get out the information that we have been that busy.
We can, well, hopefully somebody's watching this meeting and they'll catch on, but, I mean, we have a Facebook page. I can put more information out on that. What stuff do you want to see out, I guess?
Well, we were just talking simply the amounts of calls, just now. I wasn't aware of it, but they were that busy.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know if there's a better way to do that or not, but, and you don't want to give out too much information too, but.
I mean, you could put down on the side that the Lisbon Fire Department's responded to so many calls, or Melbourne ambulance responded to so many calls so far this year. I mean, you could put that on the side. Just help us say.
Yeah, you don't have to be real specific, but. Well, I'm just betting that I would win the bet if on how many people don't know what's going on, and they probably still won't know, but we need to try to make it readily available.
Okay.
Anything else? Fire Chief?
No one's on.
Hmm.
City Administrator?
Wednesday night will be our 3rd meeting for the 150th planning, so it's still not late to get involved with that. We've had a pretty good group each time and starting to get the plans put in place for that. So I can give a report on a little bit more on that at the next meeting. As we talked, grading's underway at the complex. They're going to be out there probably most of April and May. The ball field contractor comes in July, so got plenty of time to get everything ready to go there. Thanks to Brian we built 2 wooden picnic tables. They're going to be heading out to the sports complex, and then we also purchased some folding ones. Sauerkraut Day suggested trying those out, so we bought a couple of those to put out there as well. I know Drake touched on it. Thank you to the 8 businesses for their 5-year commitment to the soccer field complex for the donation for the sponsors. If you go by there's a really nice sign up on the wall underneath the Golden Pavilion sign, along with the signs behind each goal. It's $9,000 per year total, so it's $54,000 over or $45,000 over the course of 5 years. So thanks to everybody for that. If you haven't noticed, water main project is going to be coming up. 300 block of West Main has all the flags. We're starting to receive calls from people in the area wanting to know what's going on. So that 300 block is where we're going to be putting the water main in. Hopefully starting around the first week of June. So that'll be coming soon.
That's an in-house project?
Yes. I attended the Iowa Employment Conference, HR training. Very good conference, so I appreciate you letting me attend that. 2 Summer help kids are both coming back this year, so I'll have that on the future meeting agenda for approval of that. And then I've been working on in-house nuisances as well as working with Lynn County Building on some tenant landlord nuisances as well. That is all I have.
So, I started to check with flags, what are all these flags for?
The flags are for, that's our year allotment of flags that we put up.
Okay.
The American flags, POWs and. Yeah, flags.
We got anything for Brandon? Nate?
I don't have anything this week.
Rick?
Have we do anything with that, I see we got some more vehicles down on Third Avenue.
The corner?
Yeah.
I took pictures today, again. And I worked with Mark on 3 other ones on that side of town.
It's really bad. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
The mansion,
Yeah.
across the street.
They enclosed this
Corner,
whole property.
corner of Monroe and
They
Third.
took all the junk from by the school and moved it over there.
Okay.
They're kind of playing games, they move their vehicle every, 1 to 2 days, Rick, they're moving it. And they'll move it back to the backyard and then they move it around to the front of the house. They're just playing games, so.
Well, the reason I asked is that, maybe you just sock them with a municipal infraction or something.
That's what I'm talking to Mark on. There's another one, there's actually 2 more on that end of town that, same thing, so.
Want me to serve it for you? I'll serve it.
Good job for the police. Good job for the police.
I don't do that.
Anything else?
No.
Doug?
I encourage everybody to take advantage of the new programs at the library and Park and Rec and Southeast Lynn. There's a lot going on to take advantage of. That's all I have.
Kevin?
Nothing.
Christina?
I did attend the IMF WIC conference this last week, so thank you for allowing me to attend. I was one of 325 clerks. A lot of good information. Otherwise, I will be finishing up the budget amendment and the budget this week, and that'll be the next thing off my list, and then switching over to rental inspection and rental registration renewals.
I just want to say, I know there's a lot of people in Lisbon around town waiting for this fairway. I'm glad that, Brandon, you worked with them, got this out of here, and glad the council approved what they did to get them here. So. Be adjourned.